Hello there. My name is Reverend Bob. I'm proud to serve 3 congregations in Northwest England, and yes, that is a Sesame Street towel in the background, making do with the room that we have at this time. So I've posted 2 meditations that hopefully will be of some help in this time. I hope they are. That's the idea. And this third one I'm going to do now is one of reflection, often at the end of the day or at noon. And it'll be familiar to some of you. It comes from the Roman Catholic tradition called the Examen Prayer. Now, this way prayer, this meditation is about 500 years old. Comes from Saint Ignatius of Loyola, and works just as well today. And Ignatius was aware of the whole of our emotional selves, as well as our mental selves, our intellectual selves, and our spiritual selves, and how they're all integrated. So he thought of a way of reflecting. So this is a little gentle prayer for reflecting on the end of the day. Now it comes from, as I said, from the Roman Catholic tradition. It's theistic in outlook, about thinking about God's presence. But if that theological language is not one that is one that you are comfortable with, I suspect it might work with you just thinking about the presence of love, because it's really about that sort of reflection about the presence of what is sacred or holy or special, and reflecting on the day. So if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. So I will use some God language throughout here, but you're welcome to do your own translations. That's what we do a lot in religious life. So what I'd like you to do, and this is really for the end of the day, I'm not quite at the end of the day myself, but getting near there, and reflecting back on the day. So what I invite you to do is, again, find a comfortable position. Just be where you are. You can do this one lying in bed if you like. You can do this one sitting up. You can do it in the morning. You can think about the day before, or you can do it at lunchtime, thinking about the morning. But I want you to just, first of all, just simply breathe in and breathe out, and notice the presence of God. Again, that can be the presence of a sense of peace or tranquility or love, the presence of the divine spirit flowing in this moment. So simply to be present. So we notice that presence, and we allow for that sense of peace to come to us. Sometimes it takes a few breaths to get there. Probably will not take longer, and you can always take longer on this one. I'm just going to talk you through it. But then, as noticing the presence of the divine, the presence of the holy in our midst here in the evening, the next thing that we're going to do is think through the day with gratitude. So we're just going to be grateful that we're here, and grateful for the day. Even if it's been a hard day, we can still find a way to be grateful for it. So just like the first meditation, we're going to turn to gratitude. So let's take a moment to think through your day with the spirit of gratitude. Now, as you're thinking through the day, there may be emotions that come up. And for Ignatius, emotions are one of the touchstones of the soul. They're important things. So allow them to have room here. Allow those emotions to come up. Be as gentle with yourself as you can. A reminder, we are living in the midst of a global pandemic, so that's going to affect us somehow. But just let those emotions come about when they visit the day, and just be gentle with yourself. If you want to give yourself a little pat on the back verbally or in your own mind, do so. But just let those emotions come up, and be grateful. Again, be grateful for even the difficult emotions. Try and kind of imagine some light of positivity, God's light, that divine light shining on all of your day. Now, as you think about what happened to you today, maybe there's one moment that you want to linger on. In fact, we'll do 2 for this exam. I invite you to think of a time when you felt the closeness of the divine, the closeness of love. You felt God's presence particularly close. So again, let's think about that. Find one moment in your day. It doesn't have to be anything grand, though it can be. It can be something quite simple. But think about that moment and just allow yourself to savor that moment of the closeness of God, and allow yourself to be in it and let the emotions come up that come with that. So, and be grateful for it. Shine the light of gratitude on it. So let's take that moment and just pray about it and give thanks for it and be present, that present moment when we felt the closeness of the divine. Now I invite you to think through maybe a time you might have something that's still in your mind that you're anxious about, or sometime. Let's think about the time that maybe you turned away from the divine. Maybe there was something you wish you could have taken back, or something you happened the wrong way, or some moment of extreme sadness or anger, whatever it is, a moment of turning away. And again, shine the light of gratitude on it. Let's try and forgive ourselves and each other. So just think about that moment. We might have done it differently if we do it tomorrow. But again, let's try and shine the light of gratitude and forgiveness. So let's think about that moment that perhaps we turned away from God, but this is an ongoing dance. So even if we turned away from love, we're going to have a chance tomorrow, God willing, to turn towards love. So let's hold that moment in grace and gratitude and forgiveness. So now we're about to put this day to bed, finish each day and be done with it, as Emerson says. But before we do, let's think a moment about tomorrow as we get ready for the tomorrow, this great gift that's going to enter. And let's set an intention. So think about what you'd like tomorrow to be. It can be a specific intention or just a general sense of hope about tomorrow. So set yourself an intention for tomorrow. Let's think about tomorrow and muster our gratitude and our courage. So again, with a light of gratitude, let's hold tomorrow, the prospect of tomorrow, in our hearts. May it be so. And so one last part of this prayer, and that is, again, to return full cycle to gratitude. So let's shine the light of gratitude on our day, on our world, on tomorrow, on all of this. Let's just take a moment to rest. You can imagine that warm light of gratitude. Let's rest in that light. Amen. So that's it, and that's the exam and prayer in a nutshell. There are different pieces that can be added, but you can make that as short. Can really just be a couple of minutes, or it can be half an hour. As long as you like. And if it's a regular practice, you find I do find there's a sense of peace that comes to it. I hope it did for you. So with that, my friends Ernie and Bert and Rubber Ducky and myself, I'll wish you a very good evening or a good day, and lots of love to you. May love always be with you. May the holy be surrounding you, and may all your loved ones be happy and well, and yourself. Lots of love to you. Blessed be.